A lot of things have happened in the past 6 years, and we've been blessed. And this building is one of our many blessings. The Trailhead is just a beautiful addition to the Tammany Trace and to the city of Covington. And Randy Altman, our architect, did a beautiful job. This morning we have the world premiere of the blockbuster hit Covington, Our Little Town, which I think that you will all be just so impressed with. It's a beautiful, beautiful film, and the exhibit is just stunning, and it has exceeded all of our expectations. And Dale Smith, who put it together for us, will join me in just a second. I would like for Lee Spence and Jan Roberts and Trey Blackall to come stand up here. This was the council committee, and Lee Spence, of course, is my number one hero.
He's already up here.
I said Lee, didn't I?
He said Lee.
I'm sorry, Lee Spence and Lee Alexius. I have two Lees. We have two Lees, and I'm going to ask any of these council members and former council members who would like to say a few words to do so, but and Dale is going to say a few words too. But first of all, Lee, you're my hero this morning, I'll say that. You can step right here. Lee Spence is a former trust officer with many banks in our area. Lee and I have been friends since about 1987 when I worked at First National Bank, and he was the senior trust officer there.
Don't tell him how old I am.
I won't. I did go to his birthday this past summer. Dorothy Blossman was a smart woman because she chose Lee Spence to be her trustee and to handle her finances for her after her husband David had passed away. And it is through the generosity of Mr. Spence that we had the money to pay for this beautiful exhibit. So I would like to thank you, Lee, very, very much for honoring the city of Covington and Mr. and Mrs. Blossman by choosing this project to fund out of the foundation. And for all that wonderful, you get a key to the city. A key to the city this morning, which is also a very nice bottle opener. And just to tell you that we're so grateful. And without you,
I wasn't prepared, but can I say a few
please
words?
do, please do.
It's been my pleasure to do this for the city and Candy.
Guest of honor, that's what I was trying to think of.
When I established the foundation for Ms. Blossman, I asked her, I said, Dorothy, what would you like to do? She said, Lee, you've been my trust officer all these years. I've relied on you. Use your good judgment. So I said, well, Dorothy, would you like to do something for the city? She said, well, Lee, David and I made our money here. So I remembered that, and that's why I did what I did for the city and Candy. And it's a tribute to the Blossman family. Fred's here. The Blossman family has meant so much to this community, and I felt like I wanted to do something for the Blossman family. Thank you.
And Lee's beautiful wife, Sarah, is with us this morning as well. Sarah, where are you hiding? Oh, right here. Thank you for being here. And Sarah is currently teaching at Delgado right around the block. So she's in our community. She's retired in teaching. I'll let you three guys, if you want to say something.
I guess I don't want to say I'm one of the proudest councilmen, but I've been here my entire life, and this means so much to me. Covington's been my city, the history. You know, you grow up with people like Pat Clanton around, and of course my parents and a generation above me. And those of us that have been here for a long time love the city, love the history of the city. So we started, I'm not going to get into detail, but we started this several years ago. Jan was on the council, actually about 7 years ago, and Trey and the three of us have met here, there, done this and that, and the project came to be, and it's great. 2 years ago, we won a state competition for the Trailhead project, and that was without the museum. We'll be submitting the museum this year for state competition with Dale's assistance and Pam and the mayor and whatnot. So this is just a great day. And the film is wonderful, and I know this is just the start of something good. So thank everybody for coming.
And the Alexis family did donate property that the building is sitting on as well. So thank you.
I would just like to mention Pat Clanton also and say that she always was one to remind me that we should always remember where we came from and how important history is as we make any decisions and move forward in the future. And so that really influenced all of us greatly, I think, as we began this project. It influenced not only the architecture, but and the design of all the structures out here, but also what we're presenting, and I'm sure, obviously, what Dale's film will demonstrate to us today. So I just want to thank Mayor Watkins and Pam Keller in particular for leading this project and really seeing it through, and for the current council and then all of my past colleagues on the council for helping this become a reality. And I think there's nothing more important in towns, whether large or small, to have public gathering places. And I think we've achieved that through our efforts in creating a farmer's market and many of the special events we have, and yet this is one more wonderful place to gather, either on Thursday evenings for Rockin' the Rails, which Pam has put together, and it's just a spectacular event, as well as having a permanent site that people can visit and learn more about our history and who we are. Thank you for the opportunity.
I want to echo what my dear friend Mr. Alexius said. I think it's about pride, and I hate to get choked up when I see that film. You know, I feel like I wish I wish my family would have been from here. I mean, we moved here 30 years ago. I'm only 44, but I feel happy for the Alexis family. I feel happy for the Villery family. I feel happy for Ms. Clanton. I wish she was here, with Fred. The people that can come here and look into their history. That was the purpose of this. Dale has nailed this thing. I mean, beautiful. I've seen it 4 or 5 times now. It gets better every time you see it. So, you know, Mayor Watkins, Councilwoman Robert, Pam, this facility, I think, will continue to grow. It's got its boundaries, but I think more pieces of this puzzle are still to come. I hope so. I think everyone, as Jan said, you know, will enjoy this, will use this. Bring your families here. Learn a little bit more about the town you live in. It's a great place. Not a little town anymore, but it's our little town, and I am very proud to be part of it. So thank you very much.
I'd like to recognize Beverly Garrity, our city administrator, Councilwoman Frances Dunn, former Mayor Villery. Have I missed any elected officials or people who work with the city? You were invited here this morning because you participated in this. It's a small group because we wanted to invite the people who put something into this. So you either donated a photograph or you rode the contractors behind while it was being built, or led, you know, prepared the way. And Mr. Blossman, would you like to say anything? And then we'll let Dale.
I'm not late. I didn't know I had to prepare something, but let me say this. David Blossman was he grew up in this town. And of course his father grew up in this town. His father, he moved from here from New Orleans. He didn't grow up there. His father was an accountant, came over very early. But his father was also from this area because he married one of the Burns girls. And they live on a plantation out there called Money Hill. And anyway, so there's a lot of history there with that. And David went off to war in the Second World War, and he was stationed in England a lot. And that's where he met Dorothy. Dorothy was a British girl. And when David came back, he came back without Dorothy, and his mother said, "Well, where's Dorothy?" And David said, "Well, she was in England, Mama." She said, "We'll go back and get her." And so David got on a boat, went back to England, and got Dorothy and brought her to Covington. And so it was a good story, and they were very much part of the community. They lived out an old landing area, and so he really, other than being in the military, David was a Covington guy from the time he grew up all the way through. And so was his family. So it's a great tribute, and thank Lee very much for doing this.
We're very glad he brought Dorothy back.